I love this. We're going from football to art, and at AirDance, you guys have had just a blast over there for the last. It's been more than a decade, I'm guessing, since you guys have been there, right?
Well, yes and no. I've called my work AirDance for a long time, but
Okay.
AirDance New Mexico incorporated in 2011.
Oh, cool.
Got a whole huge group of people and have just been going gonzo.
Excellent. And by going gonzo, that means having an awesome new troupe of the Flying Monkeys.
Yes,
I love
we have
this.
Flying Monkeys now.
And the Flying Monkeys are the new youth troupe, right?
Yes, AirDance New Mexico Junior Company. So we have an adult company that we established in 2011, and then we had a dream of a junior company, but we weren't able to actually get that going until September of last year.
And what are they doing?
They are putting on their own show from start to finish.
This is the first show. They choreograph this, and they do the music too?
No, they helped pick the music.
Cool.
But they did the choreography. They came up with the concept of reimagining figures from folk tales and fairy stories, and decided that the Cheshire Cat and Peter Pan and Jack in the Box and a few Jills
All
and
belonged in one
Broken
world
Dolls
together?
all belong in the same world. Absolutely.
That was my toy box when I was a kid. Like, everybody belonged in the same world.
Exactly.
And, you know, the Transformers would play with the Hot Wheels.
There you
Perfect,
go.
right?
There you go. And they all just happen to be in the air.
Yeah.
Doing
that's
aerial
very cool.
acrobatics.
That's awesome. And that is the most amazing part about AirDance, is it is aerial acrobatics. And
Yes.
that's not a thing you can really describe too easily. So maybe you can tell us a little bit about what does that really mean? You know, you kind of are just putting people on ropes and letting them fly through the air, right? In some ways.
Yes. But since we're talking about kids, much, much safer than that.
Right. But in your work, you actually do that, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that for many, many years. It started innocently enough with trapeze, and then just became a major addiction,
That's
as
cool.
it does.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, trapeze is one thing. Now we have to fly around on hoops, and then get a bunch of nylon and call it silks, and do that, which is really seemingly impossible. And then we built a wall, and then we had an aerial cube made to order, and
Just did all of this crazy
we
stuff.
just keep adding weird things. Last night we came up with a thing that I creatively called the contraption, because I didn't know what else to call it.
And this has got to be the most, I guess, cardiovascular kind of work, because you don't just swing. You know, you actually climb up and climb around and dance around on these objects that are swinging from the ceiling, right?
It's weightlifting. It's just that we're lifting our own weight, which
And-
is more than you would probably assign yourself at the gym.
Right. Yeah, I would give myself 8 pounds at the gym. You know, my 6-ounce coffee lift is about it.
There you
you
go.
know?
You do that very well.
And so how do you introduce kids to that? And what do you?
Well, the kids are pretty eager.
I'm sure.
But we start at 8 years old. That's a pretty good age in terms of physical knowledge, but also the ability to look at someone else doing movement and place it on one's own body.
That's about
Especially
the age you
when-
realize what someone else is doing.
Yeah, and it's a little harder than your regular on-the-ground dancing, because you're looking at someone in the air,
You have to
upside
think
down.
spatially
Yeah.
in a different way.
Yeah, it's a whole different thing. The kids who try it, who their first lesson love it, even though it's difficult. It's not difficult to motivate them then to just keep going.
And how does people, if they have kids, how do they get in touch with you guys to know how to get on stage and do this?
AirDance.org.
And you offer classes
We do offer classes
for
for
kids
adults.
and adults? Oh,
Yes,
excellent.
we do offer classes for adults and kids, and our junior company's performing this weekend. And then after that, we'll give them another month or so, and then we'll hold auditions for a couple new slots.
Very cool. And most importantly, you guys had bunnies. Do you still have the bunnies?
My husband and I do have bunnies in a Walls community.
And they're still out there in the valley. That's
They are.
excellent. We'll be back in a couple of minutes with more on Morning Brew with Friends. And I want to see if we can get Jesus signed to the Gladiators. We gotta connect these guys and see if we can do something on that.
There you
On
go.
the Morning Brew with Friends.